Hi guys, it's Brittany. So today's gonna be a movie review, and today I'll be reviewing Jurassic Park. So Jurassic Park came out in theaters on June 11th, 1993, and today is June 11th, which is Jurassic Park's 25th anniversary. And I love Jurassic Park. I'm a big Jurassic Park fan and have been since I was quite little. And I'll be reviewing my favorite movie. So, of course, Jurassic Park is directed by none other Steven Spielberg. And I don't think anyone could have done a better job than Steven Spielberg himself. So, of course, these characters, Dr. Alan Grant, played by Sam Neill, Dr. Ellie Sattler by Laura Dern, and Ian Malcolm as Jeff Goldblum. They go to this island to meet John Hammond because he has this dream to create a park. And not just any park, not like a, well, I think in a way like a theme park, but somewhat different. Not even like a, like any other kind of park. This is different. This is a park filled with dinosaurs. And yeah, it's going to be different than any other. Like, even different than a park that you go to, like for rides, like roller coasters. Like, no, not a park full of rides and, games where you can win prizes. No, a park full of dinosaurs. And not even like fake dinosaurs, real dinosaurs. So, of course, when these characters go to the island and when they have a talk with him, when they sit down to have lunch to discuss his theme, his park on for him to, I think he wanted to have his park to have publicity where other people can go to his park and able to see these real dinosaurs and to have the experience on seeing these dinosaurs that were once extinct, but now he has scientists that they do what they do in the lab and bring them to life. But of course, um, the dinosaur DNA is not all there because they fill in the gaps, the DNA gaps by frog. What was it? I'm trying to think. It's some kind of frog. I think it's a kind of frog that can change its sex from male to female. Yeah, that kind of frog. I'm not sure what that frog is really. So, of course, while having this discussion at the table, having lunch, of course, pretty much what happens. Like, Ian Malcolm doesn't really agree because, of course, these things were once extinct, and he's just saying, you can't really bring these dinosaurs back to life because they were once alive. They were, but because they have gone extinct, and because now we, as humans, we uh, live here now. This is our home, and if dinosaurs were to like start roaming around the earth again, then what if they outnumber us? So I'm not sure if he was really saying that. I'm not sure, maybe, but of course he doesn't quite agree because it can put people's lives in danger, and like what if something goes wrong? Which that part is true. Something can go wrong. But of course, things do go wrong, especially after when Dennis Nedry turns off the power, the power switch, because he was about to leave the park. And just when he thought he could leave the park successfully, so that way he could bring the dinosaur embryos to this guy, Dawson, which I don't know exactly who he is because we don't even know him that well, first of all. And just when he thinks, I'm gonna give these dinosaur embryos to this guy just to get my reward money in return. And I'm not sure what exactly this guy Dawson would do to these dinosaur embryos, but I think I've heard that he would turn them into weapons, like weaponized dinosaurs. Which, even if that did happen, um, that's something I wouldn't have liked to see because I'll be like, well, you can't turn dinosaurs into like living machines. You can't use them like that. They're dinosaurs. So I'm not sure if it was going to be exactly like that. I'm not sure. But so, of course, we all know the plot to the movie. Um, yes, it's just a really great movie. And so, because Jurassic Park is the first CGI movie that came out in the early 90s, I would have to say, well, I just love everything about it, like how Steven Spielberg directed it, and the the actors and their performances, and of course even seeing the dinosaurs performance, like how you see them interacting with the characters in the movie and seeing how they behave, you know, like of what's going on in the movie. So that is really good. And even seeing how the dinosaurs look, especially because the dinosaurs were um, were made by the animatronics were made by Stan Winston himself, and of course some other people made the dinosaur skin look realistic, and the colors that made the dinosaurs look really convincing. And of course, even adding CGI with it just, of course, made it more realistic and more convincing with the dinosaurs. And so, yeah, I would have to say because Jurassic Park was the first CGI movie that came out in the early 90s, I would have to. I'm gonna just gonna give it a really good rating because um, I just love everything about it, and I love the characters, I love the performances and the music, and the music was done really well. It was composed by John Williams, and he did a really good job with the music though, because that music, the Jurassic Park theme song, it's just very memorable, like to Jurassic Park fans, but it's also memorable even for movie goers, for movie lovers as well, like me, and for those who are movie lovers out there as well. And yeah, now of course, the one thing I would have to say I don't like is the fact that Nedry, when he was facing the Dilophosaurus, that he called it stupid, and that he said that, like, no wonder you're extinct. I mean, wow. Okay, now you made him mad because now it's really, gonna um kill you. Like, no offense, but that's something you're gonna get if you disrespect an animal, especially if you show any disrespect, even to a prehistoric animal. You're gonna, you're not gonna get something good out of it. So of course he got payback, but he died in a very graphic way. But yes, I have heard that that in a novel. No, actually, I'm sorry. I was just thinking of something. Actually, it wasn't Nedry that was the bad guy in the novel. That's what I've heard at least. But in the movie, they made him the bad guy. But yeah, I've actually heard that Wayne Knight felt like his character did deserve to die, but he also mentioned that he was quite disappointed that they didn't show how his character died, in the real graphic way. I mean, that part I'm kind of curious how that could have been seen, I'm kind of curious. Well, not kind of, I am curious about that. But I think other than that, of course, I think they don't want to show that because I think they did wanted kids to able to watch this movie without seeing anything graphic and gory, especially how his character died. So I think that's why. So other than that, I just love the movie. I love the how the the dinosaurs were made by animatronics and used by even with CGI, and the music of the movie is great, and the performances as well, and how Steven Spielberg directed the movie, and how everything just came together. I love it. I I love the scene where the T-Rex just, where she comes free for the first time, and when she breaks free, she wars. I think that was like a war saying, I'm free. And of course, things went wrong after that. And of course, she was able to break free because of Nedry turning off the power of the power switch. So that's why. So I just love everything. I know I keep saying that, but I really do. And I have to say, it's like my number one favorite movie, especially directed by Steven Spielberg. And I do like other movies that he directed, but I think with Jurassic Park, that's like my favorite. I can't lie about that. So with Jurassic Park, with with everything in it, the CGI, the animatronics, the cast, the music, uh, the directing, and pretty much everything else, I would say I would give it like 4 stars. Um, I would give it a 10. I would also give it what else is there? 100%. I mean, hey, I have to because it's just my rating on the movie and how much I love it. And of course, that is my rating on Jurassic Park, and this is my review on the movie. And believe me, I could go on and on saying more. But I would have to say that oh yeah, I have also heard that with Samuel L. Jackson that he was supposed to do they're supposed to film his character's death scene, I think by the Velociraptor, but because I think there was a hurricane that happened, I believe, that they had to cancel. So I think for the audiences to know that his character was dead is to show like his arm being, cut off, like in other words, that his arm was ripped off by the Velociraptor. Sorry, excuse me. But yes, that is all for this movie review. And of course, the ending. I love the ending, so I would have to say the ending is just great. It's really great. So that is my ratings for Jurassic Park, and that is my review of Jurassic Park. And yes, I do love certain scenes, and I love the performances, just everything about it. And of course, I love the T Rex scenes because who doesn't love, seeing the T Rex like oh, it's this part she comes, and it's in this part. So who doesn't love a really good dinosaur scene? So that is all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.